What's up, guys? This is Luchador Insane, and this is In the Pit with Josh the Mosh.
What is up, everyone? Josh the Mosh in the pit once again. Got an extra special episode today, and gonna point out why right now, because for the first time, uno y dos.
What's up, guys?
Conjuntos. What
we
is
are
up?
on location here at Heavy Metal at the Rolling Oaks Mall. So today, I'm not doing the interview, but Juan and I are still coming in for our segments, and we figured we would come in together. Numero uno y numero dos.
Perfect. So now eliminates any doubt of why we call y'all what we call y'all.
If you know,
the Borracho crew is in effect and will be representing the Borracho crew and in the pit at Heavy Metal. So we'll be live and direct there. The show starts in about an hour, I guess, right?
Yep.
So we'll get y'all out of here. So let's we're switching up. And with that being said, we're switching up the order for our regular fans. So let's just jump straight into your segment, Brad.
All right, guys, for those of y'all
that I sit back and cringe.
I think I'm losing the sun. So if I'm glowing, don't talk trash to me about it, because I can't see y'all's comments on the side anyway, so it won't matter. So those of y'all that have been following our series, we've been talking a lot about No Holds Barred and their ICW show, or ICW's No Holds Barred show, that they've been running. This last weekend was no exception to what amazing work that they've been doing. It was volume 6. It took place in the same place that it has been, but they went ahead and moved it inside of the barn on that place. They're kind of running this bloodshed gimmick, and actually it's kind of cool. It's unique. It's different from what anyone else is doing. So that's a plus. Is that my hand or your hand? Keep that there. There. I'm going to keep my hand here. So anyway, the matches on this card were great. The big story coming into this one is IWA had shut up. Whoever wears sunscreen. You guys, I'm just going to sit here and talk about boring crap if y'all keep heckling me. Okay, fuck it.
The pit, baby.
Can you see this now? This is better. Okay.
Could you see?
Fuck, Juan. Okay, this way. Anyway, I'm running on time frame, so we'll keep going at it. So the big talk about this show, that's the worst, man. The big talk about this show was that Orin Vite was taking on John Wayne Murdoch.
Flip the camera.
Okay. Orin Vite was taking on John Wayne Murdoch. Just put it back. Y'all stop making fun of me. See, y'all gave me a complex, and now he froze it. Y'all there?
Y'all rattled him. Y'all rattled Brad.
Okay. I'm just gonna go with it. Anyway,
you are human.
Orin Vite and John Wayne Murdoch were taking each other on again, second time around. They had a banger at Insane 8. Everybody figured we were going to get an equal match. We weren't ready for what we got, but I'll cover that in a minute. Some things to go over. Eric Ryan defeated Akira. This was kind of a weird contest because they're both being pushed really hard by Danny D'Amato, but Eric Ryan went over Akira. It was a good spot. He stomped him out cold, but before he could do it, Akira put his middle finger up. So as Eric Ryan's stomping him unconscious, Akira's giving him the finger. It was a really good shot. Brandon Kirk showed up again and got his ass handed to him by Dominic Guarini, who I'm not on the train yet, but he's getting booked real hard, and he is a hard worker, so you can't really hate him for it. It's not my gimmick yet. I'm not buying it. Joe Gacy had his last match on the Indies before he heads down to NXT in Florida. That was a really cool moment. He got to tell the fans after the show goodbye. It was a great moment. Good match, too. Schlack defeated Eddie Only in a pretty standard match. It was good. It was funny. Eddie Only is really funny. He's really pushing that trailer park trash gimmick hard. So it's a really good gimmick. Reed Bentley and Atticus Cogar went the distance in their match. There was a lot of chaos here. It was a big spot where a ladder was set up, and he was given a package pile driver from on top of a ladder back into the ring. It was a really cool spot. But the big main event, John Wayne Murdoch went over Orin Vite, and this match was a banger. We had light tube needle right out of the bat. Orin Vite threw John Wayne Murdoch into that, and what was really cool about it is since it's a light tube, since it's a needle, he threw him into the bottom, and the top half came down and broke on him again. That was a really cool spot to see. The big talk of this one was they set up 3 tables and glass, and John Wayne Murdoch gave Orin Vite a Canadian Destroyer off the 2nd story of the barn into the ring. It was an amazing shot, and it was on fire. As they come down into the ring, John Wayne Murdoch actually continues to set himself afire on accident, just coming down on it, but they put him out pretty quick. He got the pin for the win. It was a wild-ass show. I cannot wait for the next one. And, your boy's always collecting. I picked up a few pieces from this show specifically that I'm real excited about. I'll showcase them tomorrow on my Facebook, but that's Deathmatch for you.
Wow. It's like, I don't know what to say.
Like, what?
It was crazy. This was, when I tell you that this
Canadian Destroyer from the 2nd story through light tubes on fire and tables.
I tell you that this was one of the most insane things
cool.
I'd ever seen. It's true.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are going to have a 3rd match, and I don't know who's walking out of it. Like, who's physically walking out of it.
How did they ever walk out of them? Like, I was like ever.
It was wild.
Because, yeah, that's crazy.
It was wild.
Man. Oh, man, I need to quit eating so much before the show because it makes me a little queasy. Okay.
All right. What's up, friends? So we're coming back to talk about Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, and they got the poll finish. Now we have all the matches for the anniversary show, which is on Friday the 25th of September. It's gonna be on pay-per-view through Ticketmaster, and it's less than 300 pesos. So it's gonna be like $13 to $15. So it's very cheap, very doable, and I would recommend because they have some good matches. So for the CMLL Tag Team Championship, we're going to have Místico and Carístico versus Rey Cometa and Espíritu. Obviously, this is like the experience versus newie type of thing. Probably Místico and Carístico are going to keep their titles. Then for the NWA welterweight, Volador versus Bandido. This match is going to be crazy, high-flying, strong style type of thing. Obviously, I'm rooting for Bandido due to the fact that he works for ROH and they have a partnership with Consejo Mundial. I can see Bandido winning this match and being able to have the titles in both promotions. So let's hope for that. I'm rooting for Bandido.
He's going to have to learn to chop harder than he does. I can speak from personal experience.
Okay, we'll tell him to chop.
Hey, Orion, what's up, buddy?
Sorry.
For the Consejo de Lucha Libre ladies title, we have Marcela against. They don't have an opponent yet because Princesa Suhei, who she won the poll, she was supposed to face her. She came out positive with COVID earlier this week, and she was asymptomatic, so she doesn't know how long she's been having it. So she's gonna have to quarantine for 2 weeks, which means she's gonna have to miss out on the show. So hope she gets well soon and it's nothing, doesn't get bad. For the 4th match, the Trios Championship, the National Trios Championship, we're gonna have Nueva Generación Dinamita, which is Sansón, Cuatrero, and Forastero, versus Los Cancerberos del Infierno, which is Virus, Raciel, and Cancerbero. Another women's title match for the national championship is Metallica and Lluvia. That one can go either way. The second match is going to be for the Trios CMLL version title, which is Último Guerrero, Euforia, y Gran Guerrero versus Terrible, Templario, and Hechicero. That should be one hell of a match. Último Guerrero, international superstar, gone everywhere, RH, New Japan, everywhere. So
the Ultimo Guerrero.
This is going to be a really, really good match. And the first match is going to be the Minis, the Micro Stars title. Is going to be Chamuel who came out from losing his mask at the last anniversary.
Mm.
So he's gonna wrestle actually the guy that took off his mask, the guy that he lost to. So let's see how that goes, if he can retain the championship or if he's gonna lose once again to the guy who took his mask.
Very interesting.
So that's all we got
That-
for
that's
Lucha
all
and
we can-
Deathmatch, guys. Hope y'all like our little segment, improvise.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all were still able to make it part of the show. And I didn't get to ask you if you saw the match I announced last week for the PPW DCWA drive-in show. I announced the Lucha match. What are your thoughts on? I mean, you're our Lucha expert, so I figured maybe get your 2 cents on the. I don't know if you saw who it was. It's Lucha Insane versus Príncipe Celestial.
Oh yeah, I think that guy insane. Yeah, I'm not big on that guy. He can be an asshole sometimes.
Is it really? Yeah.
Yeah,
Heard
he can be an asshole sometimes.
I think. What if you just say please? You could just say please and thank you and be nice to the guy.
I'm always nice to all the
Luchador
wrestlers.
Insane is really nice to me.
No, yeah, he can be an asshole. I hope he gets his ass kicked because that guy's just an ass. I'm rooting for Príncipe Celestial. Yeah,
Heard good things about him. I'm excited to see him too. So
it's gonna be. Hopefully, it's a good match. Yes.
I hope someone comes out ringside and punches you in the face.
Well,
are you
the
gonna be there?
wrestlers can hit the fans, so that will be a good way to not get booked again.
Well,
I didn't know if you were. I didn't know you were making it to the show.
Yeah, I'm gonna try my best.
I know.
I'm not bringing him. I'm not bringing him.
I know. I was gonna say Numero Dos is gonna be there, but I didn't know you were gonna be there.
I have a
It'd
card.
be cool
I
if
got,
you would.
I got a
appreciate
nice
it.
spot. I got the prime spot.
He's got that in the pit spot. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all,
Thank you
man.
very much.
It's gonna
Peace
be.
out.
We'll try to hold down the fort without y'all.
Hey, we'll see you next week. Next week, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see y'all next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. See
Bye.
ya. And here I sit alone. I don't like that, so let me bring in out of the shadows. I believe that's. I lost my run sheet, but we're gonna go with it.
Yeah, fuck it. You just pop people from the shells and pop. I'm right here. I got a co-host for me, Miss Sonia Blade. You won't hear her because for copyright reasons, Ronda Rousey cannot be heard, and that's a good thing because her voice acting sucks. But that's another story another time. But anyway, what's going on, y'all?
What's happening, man? Let's just jump right in. Woman of the week.
Yeah, this one was a little tough one for me this week. A lot of shit happened with the women this week. Obviously, I can't get Mel back to backs because she keeps doing her thing as always, every single time. But if I had to pick one in particular that I want to highlight, I think for September 17th, being Ninja's Woman of the Week, I'm going to go ahead and give it to one of my favorites that I've been preaching for, because every time I see this woman, whether it's live on TV, this woman always makes me sweat for God knows whatever reason. And the reason for that is she is the girl on fire. Yes, I'm talking about Miss Kiera Hogan of Impact Wrestling. So, yeah, she started in 2015 in the Atlanta region, trained by Mr. Hughes, wrestled in home promotions like WWA 4 and competed all over the world in a short period of time, to the point where she got a tryout in her 6-month career, to the point where they recognize that she is one hot flame and she's ready to smoke up the wrestling scene. And Impact Wrestling got to her first with a big deal, because she debuted and defeated the then Knockouts champion Laurel Van Ness, who is Chelsea Green. And throughout her time in Impact, she's had much of a prominent role, whether it's wrestling talents like Tessa Blanchard, Taya Valkyrie, being a part of a big yet interesting storyline with Ali Soo Young, and it got to the point where she befriended Ali and took part in the Undead Realm, where they tried to save Ali's soul, but They was close, but still not quite to where Ali Soul got lost, and it transferred all the way to All Elite Wrestling. But that's not Kiera's fault because she wasn't going to be about that bullshit that is the Undead Realm. So she left Rosemary to the Wolves and became her own thing, which is the Hottest Flame. New look, new hair, and a new outlet on life with her lover Diamante in regards of not only teaming each other in Wild Women of Wrestling and become the first ever, I wouldn't say the first ever, the newest Wild Tag Team Champions winning a tournament, but also remains on the scene as definitely one of the hottest flames. She's teaming with Tasha Steeles right now, another favorite of mine, forming the team that is an homage to Halle Berry's role in Babs, but that's not the point. But despite all the hot flames that should be thrown out there, Kiera, in my opinion, is one of those talents that has so much untapped potential to where as soon as you pull out one of the best matches out of her, you will see a starting to make it with Kiera. And the proofs in Title Match Wrestling's Ladies Night Out shows where, no offense to Evilise, but I think Kiera should have been the first Ladies Night Out champion because the fact that she's been in most of the cards, wrestling in no DQ street fights with Sue Young, wrestled in a cage match with Evilise, and basically continued to her streak of becoming the hottest flame. And also she's the current Angels champion from River City Wrestling, retiring one of our own, Barbie Hayting. Mm-hmm. Just like that song from Alicia Keys, "This girl is on fire." And Kiera will always be on there as the Ninja's Woman of the Week for this week. So hats off to you, girl. And also happy belated birthday. She celebrated her birthday yesterday. So continue to smoke up the competition, girl.
Yeah, I sent her a message yesterday. Yeah, she's actually on my autograph wall twice. And one of the other names that had to be canceled because of fucking COVID for PPW, because she was actually booked for PPW also. So I'm a huge fan of hers.
Oh yeah, awesome. It is what it is. And she's familiar with Texas plenty of times. So anytime she's around, she can always melt up the state more than the Texas heat itself. So hey, she's always welcome down here.
Yeah, she's amazing. We'll get her down here again.
Oh yeah.
All right, man. Well, that was awesome. I'm always a fan of hers and a fan of your segment. And switched up the order on everybody, but it's what I do. I fuck up sometimes.
It is what it is. Your show. Do whatever the fuck you want.
I guess. All right, man. Well, appreciate you as always, brother. And we will speak at you when we speak at you.
We'll speak when we speak. Deuces.
Later. And just before I forget, I saw this comment in case anybody's wondering. I was interviewed by Mr. Moreno before this show, and it was great. I'm looking forward to another one, brother. I had to put that up there, show a little bit of love. And now back to regular schedule. Now that I fucked it up with the chants, let me put this up first before I bring him in.
Oh, hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing today?
Chants by Jonathan Pettis going on this whole time that Brandon was talking.
No,
it's what they want.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. It's all good though. I'm ready. So this weekend we have the G1 tournament, and it is a total of 17 shows, with the 18th show being the final. It's about a month long. It is fucking insane. You're gonna see the best matches of all time. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna run down the list of just give like one sentence thing. Just so you know, I got the pictures and the stats from the Voices of Wrestling. It's an awesome website. They have these in-depth detail, more detail than I will ever go on these guys. So if you're new to New Japan and you want to check G1 out, go check it out. Okay, so we're gonna quickly run through these guys now, right? Okay, first one is Jay White. He wrestled last year. He was in the finals, but he actually lost to Ibushi, one of the best matches of the year. Recently he's been in the U.S. Doing the shows. He's one of the guys that's coming to Japan. He's probably going to be doing really big things. Next, Cobb. He's probably going to be a pin eater because there's a lot of fucking people here. And it was just recently kind of announced that Cobb has actually got signed by New Japan. He turned down a WWE and a AEW contract. So he should be very motivated for the G1. Next, Okada.
AEW thing with him because he showed up that one time and then he hasn't been back.
Exactly. Exactly. It makes so much sense now, but he really wants to just go to Japan and be with New Japan. You can wrestle for Ring of Honor. You can also wrestle for CML. You can wrestle for Rev Pro. So he has a lot of options, which is really good. Next, we have my man Okada. Okada, he is a 2-time G1 champion. This year, he really hasn't been doing anything, so I fully expect him to basically take the A block for the most part. His current story is that he is not doing jack shit and he's bored. So I'm sure he's not gonna be bored anymore being part of the G1. Next. Ibushi. So Ibushi was a kind of weird character. He was with New Japan back in 2013, 2014. He ended up being a free spirit, went around. So when he came back to New Japan, when he actually started going to G1, we weren't quite sure if he was going to be pushed a lot. But last year, he actually was the one who won the G1, which is great. The story for this time is that him and Tanahashi have been tag teaming. Tanahashi, he says he's a bum. He wants to be a winner. So he's right now he's on his own, separated from Tanahashi. Next, we have Suzuki. Suzuki's been in it since 2004. He's been on and off. This time, I say, is his best year that he's ever had. Right now, he's a never open weight champion, and he's gonna have some crazy fucking matches because these guys are all fucking like hosses and gonna hit each other hard. Next, we have Shingo Takagi. Can we book Suzuki someday? Right? Hey, Suzuki's been getting booked pretty good. I mean, he's had some main events and he has a title, which is good, especially since the Intercontinental and heavyweight are together. Him having the never open weight kind of opens it up, Next, So next we have Shingo Takagi. This is his second year now as a fully heavyweight. Last year he was in it, just transitioned to a heavyweight, so that's why he has a 4-5 record. This year, I hope he's gonna do a lot better, but honestly, he's kind of a dark horse. Like I could fully expect to see some good upsets with him, but I don't expect much from him. And he just lost the never open weight championship to Suzuki, so he's sure he's gonna be motivated. Next, my man Taichi. So Taichi is every year I say he's a year of Taichi because he's fucking awesome. I fucking love him. I know a lot of people hate him. Oh well, they can go suck it. So with Taichi, he actually won the tag team champion with Zack Sabre Jr. So which is pretty interesting is within the last house show that they had, him and Suzuki were actually in the middle of the ring holding each other's throat. So this can definitely be like a step-up match for Taichi because at some point Suzuki's going to retire. And Taichi is being groomed to be the next leader. So could this be putting the seeds in? I don't know. We're going to have to find out. Next, we have Ishii. Ishii, there's always a joke with him is that, no matter how close he gets, he will never win the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. But he's going to give you some of the best matches in the tournament every year since 2015, 2017. He's had banger after banger after banger. If there's one match you probably want to check out, it's always going to probably be with Ishii. So he's not going to do much score-wise, but he's going to have some of the best matches in the card. So that's A block. B block, we have Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay, last year, again, he transitioned. He was junior heavyweight, went into heavyweight when he went into the G1. Now he's going to be a heavyweight. Part of me thinks that he's actually going to be pushed pretty hard, and he might actually end up being in part of the A1 finals. I'm sorry, this is still A block. So part of me still thinks he's going to be with Okada in the finals with the A block, but I think it might be too soon. And honestly, I don't know if his head's in it yet, but I'm excited to see Ospreay. He's going to have some awesome matches. And then Yujiro Takahashi, there's nothing to say. He's there to take pins. He's not going to win a single damn thing. It's less said, better. Next match. Now we're going to the B block. The B block, we have Evil. Evil, the former IWGP Heavyweight Champion. That's the story right now. Right now, he's with the spoiler, and there's probably going to be a lot of shenanigans, and there's going to be a lot of interference, and I'm so not looking forward to that. But maybe Evil will actually do something, and we'll see. I highly doubt it, though, because every year there's always one that does it, and he's there. Goto. So last year, he said the G stands for Goto, and I fucking laughed. Because, like, shut up, Goto. You ain't do jack shit. But if you look at his record, he actually shows up in the G1. So he's a lovable loser. He's going to get some good points. He's going to have some great wins. At the end of the day, he's not going to do much because he's fucking Goto. Tanahashi. So Tanahashi, as you can see, he's a 3-time G1 champion. He is arguably, a lot of people say, the GOAT. He is awesome. This year, though, he is starting to take the role of he's a loser. He's losing a lot. He can't keep up with Ibushi, and we're going to the twilight of his years. So this might be a situation where Tanahashi's just going to take up a whole bunch of L's, because whoever takes those L's, someone has to take those L's. And I think it's Tanahashi, because he's going to continue with that storyline. So it's kind of sad if you've been a fan of Tanahashi, because he does a lot of great things, but we all got to retire at some point, right? Next, we have Juice. Juice is a guy who just stays in the mid card. He's gonna give you some good matches here and there, and that's just about it. So Juice, he's just coming back from an arm injury. He might do some, probably not. It's Juice. Next, Kenta. Kenta, last year it was great. I got to see him in G1 Dallas. This time he's actually going in with of course, now he's with Bullet Club, so he has a little bit of a different look to him. And now he's also doesn't care about giving the best matches, because he's like, I just want to win. So I don't know if he's gonna have some of the good matches, but I'm interested to see what's gonna happen when he fights Evil. So next, Sonata. Sonata is another guy who is always on the cusp of actually just making it to the main event level, but he's always held down by someone named Okada. Okada's not in this bracket this year, so he should be fine. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it to the B block finals, but most likely it is not his time yet. Next, my man Naito, the fucking IWGP heavyweight champion and intercontinental champion. So he's won the G1 twice. So the G1 is actually pretty interesting. Now, I don't remember off the top of my head, but for example, in a championship carnival, if the champion wins, they get to choose their opponent. I think that's only happened once in New Japan, if ever. So if that happens, I don't know. I don't know what could be the situation. But something interesting: anyone that beats the champion in the G1 will get a title shot going up to the Wrestle Kingdom. So typically, you're only going to see him maybe lose 1 to 2 matches, right? Because they don't want to have too many people beat him. Yeah, but there's always a circumstance, and that circumstance is fucking Toriano. Toriano, he's the spoiler. He will beat everyone and anyone in the craziest of fucking ways. But don't take him seriously, because he's never gonna be booked as IWGP heavyweight. He's just there to spoil people's records. So I can fully see him beat Naito just to fucking piss people off, and that'll be hilarious. See here. Last but not least, we have Zack Sabre Jr. So Zack Sabre Jr., another guy who's pretty decent. He's one half of the IWGP Tag Team Champion, and normally in the G1, the first time he was in it, he did pretty good. Last year he did all right. This year, he might just be middling. Who knows? We were gonna see, but he's still gonna have some awesome matches. And next, last but not least, is Yoshihashi, the fucking level loser that finally actually won this year. He actually won the IWGP Never Openweight Champion. Three-way, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so he's actually doing all right, and he's motivated because he actually has a fucking belt. So he should be all right. He'll probably be there to take a whole bunch of pins, because that's what Yoshihashi is good for, as a level loser. And that is all I have for the G1. For the G1, I'm gonna say my pick. I think it's gonna be I'm gonna go with Jay White. I think Jay White's gonna take it. And I could see a situation where you'd be Jay White versus Evil, but I think in this block, we might end up seeing Naito go to the final. So we'll see. And last but not least, I just want to chat out the Champion Carnival. This was a match. This was a match so far I've seen. So far, there's been 3 nights. I'm foolish because I pay for the service. But if you go to YouTube, you can actually find all the championship carnival matches on fucking YouTube. Son of a bitch. But anyways, this match, Suwama versus Gyro. Gyro, he's a jacket guy. He's fucking awesome. And Suwama's the current Triple Crown champion. They had an awesome match. Gyro, he's kind of he's kind of a comedy guy, but All Japan books him very strong. So go check that match out. It's on YouTube. Y'all know how to use YouTube. Y'all can find it. You also check Twitter.
We're streaming on YouTube right now too. So yeah, if y'all are watching, y'all are already there.
Yep. That is all I have, because now I got to go straight to the show, Heavy Metal. Yeah.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
No problem. Deuces, y'all.
As always, a breath. And 2 and 3. All right, we're ready. Let's get to The next segment.
Hey guys, how's everybody doing? All right, so let's talk at AEW really quickly because I know we want to get to our guest of the night, Miss Vert Vixen. So AEW, we're going to see the continuation of being the elite. It's like dark elite right now because you see the Young Bucks are super kicking refs. They're paying fines and throwing money at Tony Khan. You see the fallout between Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. They don't look at each other. They don't talk to each other. So that's the big storyline right now. What's going to happen? Then we also we see that they've signed a new big guy, Mr. Will Hobbs, deservedly so. He is a monster, another big guy. He has a really interesting backstory. If you guys have not heard it yet, go research him. Go see his matches. He's great. He does this in honor of his brother. His wrestling career is in honor of his brother who took a bullet for him. I mean, what else can you do? Is he pushes himself and he makes himself better every day in honor of his brother. That is amazing to me. So go check him out. Go check out some of his other stuff. He's from NorCal. He is going to be teaming up with Jon Moxley and Darby Allin already right out of the gate. His first match as a signee is going to be with these guys against Lance Hoyt and Taz's team, which is going to be Brian Cage and Ricky Stark. So he's already gonna be in a major match. I expect that AEW has some really good things in store for him, and we'll see how he does. So let's also talk about the women's match. Bum, bum, bum. And I know Thunder Rosa may be watching. Love you. So Thunder Rosa versus Ivelisse, which another killer. If you guys did not know, they have battled each other before Ladies Night Out, I believe. Go check them out if you are going to be streaming Title Match Network tomorrow. Go check them out. Some of their past matches, they've killed it before. They killed it last night. Will Hobbs' family. That's cool. So the Ivelisse and Thunder Rosa, as always, tear down the house. They went at it and they showed what women's wrestling is about. I mean, those hits were no joke. I love it. I love it so much. So, at the end of the match, we got to see that Diamante took some cheap shots. Some cheap shots when Thunder Rosa's back was turned. So Shida jumped in and came in for the save, which leads us to next week's tag team match. Thunder Rosa and Shida teaming up against Las Sicarias, Diamante, and Ivelisse, which is going to be another banger. I mean, I expect nothing less from those ladies. But I am interested to see the teamwork between Shida and Thunder Rosa. Yeah. Considering that they battled each other pretty hardcore at All Out. I'm interested.
He was looking really hard at that NWA belt too.
I know. I had to give her a little side eye on that one. Right. I like you, Shida, but you're eyeing that belt a little too closely. So I'm following this. I want to see how it goes. I want to see how it builds up. It was good. I've loved so far this whole story arc with Thunder Rosa, with Ivelisse, Diamante, and Shida. I'm loving it so much. And I hope that they continue the momentum wherever it goes. If they bring in other women, if they continue with these ladies, I'm really hoping they continue the momentum in the women's division, which is everybody, was calling for, which is nice that people wanted more and they wanted to see more, especially when they had such a talented roster, So I'm glad that they're allowing them to make these matches, and they're pushing for. They're actually listening to their fans, and they're listening to the fan base that want more, which is cool.
That Thunder Rosa doesn't hurt.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
putting that talent.
Well, come on, she's got time, right? Between running her own promotion, training for MMA. And if everybody doesn't know, she's also training for MMA. Look her up, catch up. I know there's a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people from outside of Texas and outside of the wrestling community or who don't watch as much indies, that are not familiar with some of these ladies who are in AEW, go out, Google, and YouTube is your friend. Go search them. They put on hell of matches, hell of some matches. So then, let's talk about also the match that killed it. That killed it to end the show last night. Best Friends. I'm wearing my old school Best Friends shirt.
Nice.
My the Best Friends versus Santana and Ortiz, the street fight. I mean, those guys. I mean, I'm sure they're feeling it today. I mean, Trent Beretta going through the front windshield. Ouch. I mean, his head bounced off the windshield.
Yeah.
Even Mick Foley was giving him props that they killed it last night. So I mean, what bigger honor is there from getting
Yeah.
So those guys, they brought it last night. I'm sure they're hurting today, but congrats, guys. It was a great way to end the show. It was a great way to I don't know if they're going to keep the rivalry going, but I love seeing them fighting it out and duking it out. So so I don't think it's over either. Even Mama Sue at the end flipped the bird off as she's leaving in her minivan.
Yeah.
Power to the minivan, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a minivan lover. So don't fuck with a woman's minivan.
Ever.
Ever. So also big shout out to Mama Sue.
I used to own a minivan, so yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the minivan. Shout out to Mama Sue. I love it that they've brought her and they made her part of the storyline. It's so sweet. It's so cute. What more could you want?
Right.
It's so wholesome. The big thing is that Orange Punch. He came out. Orange Cassidy came out with that orange punch out of the trunk of the car and took out those guys. Oh my God. If that wasn't a big pop, I don't know what was. The whole show last night was great. It didn't match up to last week's ratings, which I kind of thought it wasn't, only because last week's ratings was coming off of a pay-per-view, and Matt Hardy was going to do his segment. This week it was, I believe they did break 100,000, which still beat NXT and got first in their demos. But it was not another million person views. But you know what? That's going to be a hard one, I think, especially right now in the time of whatever you want to call it, time of COVID. But one thing I have to say is AAW is killing it right now. They've let live people into the shows, and now you can get 6-packs and 7-packs of tickets so you can get them the shows. Yeah, and in their groups, they're also selling now. If you guys don't know, people have asked if you could just buy one ticket, because before you had to be in a pod. So now they are selling 1 tickets. So if you just want to go be in your own secluded pod, that's available too. So I give them props for trying to do the best they can in the environment we're in right now.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
So that's AEW in a nutshell, guys.
Very cool. Well, speaking of shows that are doing the best they can, I mean, we have all our guys at the heavy metal show.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's been kind of waiting for our guests, so we're just going to go to the guests from here. Are you cool with that?
I'm cool with that.
Let's bring in Miss Vert Vixen, who is also at the heavy metal show.
Hi, my mask is all crooked. Hi, can you hear me okay? My mask is super crooked and I can't get it.
Well, we hear you.
We're just gonna have. Okay, why is my camera off? I don't know what's going on, guys. Everything's fine. Whatever.
So we can.
Whatever.
How are you?
Bet. I'm doing fantastic. How are you guys? I'm sitting in a mall right now.
Right. Yeah, our guys are there too. They're like, we're just in a parking lot of a mall right now doing our segments in the beginning. I was like, yep, that's how heavy metal works.
Basically.
For everybody who doesn't know, Vert Vixen is also a gamer. She is a cosplayer and a wrestler. So you're a little bit busy.
Just a little bit. I wish I could say that I was busy with games though, because that's definitely not the case.
Yeah. Just enjoy it. Copy.
Yeah, it's just, I need to stream more. I won't lie to you.
I've recently become addicted to Twitch, so I'm going to be looking for you now. I was trying so hard not to, but I've been sucked in. I'm done. I've downloaded Discord. I'm following everybody. It's over for me.
It's fun. It's addicting. It's like you end up with your own little family. It's real addicting, but it's good. It's a lot of fun. It's a community.
I've already been gifted 2 subscriptions, so how can I turn it down now?
Oh, well, now you have to hang around. Now you're
I have
stuck.
to.
Like dollar status already.
I know, right?
I think I know
Okay.
what it is. I don't know what it is.
I actually wanted to know. I know that you do cosplay, and I know that you are also, heavily into games. So, what is the next cosplay that you'll be doing? And I mean, I know we can't do so much now, but for the future and the next, for the next con, I want to know. I want to like a sneak peek.
Well, honestly, like I really don't see convention cosplaying so much in my future anymore because of, I mean, first of all, who knows what's going to happen with COVID, right? Like that's it's a whole new world now. And then second of all, literally, I just don't have the time anymore. Like it's every weekend it's wrestling. And if I'm not at a show, I'm training. And if I'm not in the ring training, I need to be in the gym training. So it's like, or studying tape. Like I just don't literally have the time. So, it's funny you ask though, because my next set that I'm having made, actually, she's working on it right now, is a cosplay set. So, yeah, we're trying to find ways to integrate cosplay into my gear without it being just straight cosplay. Like I still want it to be like Vert Vixen's gear, but I'm gonna start theming them more after characters. So,
because we have seen that in the past where some of your gear has been inspired by your cosplay, or what?
Yes.
Which I loved, by the way.
Oh, awesome. I'm glad. Yeah. And honestly, like I had made that set and I'm not really the greatest seamstress. So this time around, I'm like, I'm going to hire the girl that made my last gear, Tanya Martin. I'm hiring her to make like all my freaking gear now. And she has a cosplay background. So her and I speak the same language. We're like, let's do this.
That's awesome. I cannot wait to see it. I can't, because I love it. It's like a little Easter egg. If you get it, you get it. And if you don't, well, you'll got to figure it out later.
In this one too, it's definitely like if you don't get it, you should go pick up a PlayStation and play it, because it's one of those things where it's like you'll get, like if you're a gamer, you'll know who it is. Like, nice. I'm a super stoked.
I love it. I was also thinking, talking about training, we've also seen a lot of wrestlers go outside the wrestling world and go into like jiu-jitsu and put in more martial arts training. Is that something that you're incorporating, or are you strictly right now just wrestling training?
Yo, I'm going to. Like, so I did a little batch with Thunder where we did like mock MMA stuff, and I fell in love with it. And afterwards, her and Adam were talking, and they're like, you're a natural at like jiu-jitsu stuff. You need to go do that. So right now, though, I just graduated AAPW.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I started training with Jazz officially. So my main focus right now is training with Jazz. That'll probably be for the next few months. And then after that, I want to go join, I want to start learning jiu-jitsu, because I think it would be really, really important to incorporate and just, yeah.
That's my favorite martial art. I trained in it for a few years when I was
nice.
Yeah. I mean, boxing was my first thing, but yeah, jiu-jitsu and then with the rest of it. Yeah, it's so much fun to just make people crippled inside your arms. It's just great. It's like they can't do nothing. Like no matter how big and strong they are, it doesn't matter.
Right. You know how to just adjust. You move that arm in the right way, and then they're your bitch now, right? Like, you're like, ah.
Exactly. Like my teacher, sensei or whatever, he was like 5'8", 170 pounds, and I'm like 6'5", 240, and yeah, he made me cry so many times.
You like grabbed your finger and like twisted it in the right. He's too hard at you.
Because it's a mixed martial art train, so we don't just do jiu-jitsu, and he has a thing where he can grab your hand and then he'll make you do a cartwheel. It's just like, whoa. It's like, didn't know I could do that.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, learn new things every day. And that's the other thing, actually, after the jiu-jitsu training, or maybe while I'm doing it, I do want to take gymnastics, because that's something I never took as a kid. I did my first front roll in the ring. I finally can do a cartwheel and a handstand. I'm not learning a round off right now. Like, it's so basic, but I could never do it. So now I'm like, I want to learn how to backflip and round off and back handspring.
Wow. So is that something we can look forward to seeing at Mission Pro? Because like we're bringing you on to promote that show.
Right.
Mission Pro show. You're going to see any cartwheels or
Maybe you might see a cartwheel. If somebody snapmares me, I know how to get out of it. So maybe.
There you go. How exciting! Or go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so how has it been training with Jazz? Because I know that she is going to be she's doing training now, but it's all female. So how is it going from AAPW where it's mixed to now training with Jazz where it's all women?
I mean, it's mostly men at AAPW, and that's kind of that's the wrestling world in general, though, right? Like it's a male-dominated industry, and that's just how it is. And that being said, there are a ton, like the number of females are growing every day, but it's amazing and different to have a female trainer because there's just things that she's experienced and that she knows. I mean, down to like things that we can do to our gear to help, and things that like how to handle certain situations, like in a locker room, or how to handle stuff with a promoter, or even to how to throw our like how to actually hit the strikes, right? Like because as women we have different tendencies than men do, and it's just we're different. We move differently. We think a little bit differently. So to have her be there, be like, this is how I was taught. This is how I do it, and have that female perspective has been huge, like huge.
And especially coming from someone that I doubt you have any doubt in what she's telling you is the right thing.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Like when she was like, "Do you girls want to come train with me?" I was like, "Is this real life?"
Right. Like, how many ways can I say yes, and how fast can I start?
Exactly. And when can I start? Like, let's do this. Like, it's definitely it's been a really amazing experience. And two, like we're just working with girls, and it's hard to explain. I have no problem with intergender, and in fact, like I have no problem training with the boys at all. But it's a different environment. You know what I mean? It's more like female camaraderie, and it's good to have that because there's not a ton of that. There's not a lot of female workers. Like there are, but like you go to a locker room. Luckily now, most of the shows you work, like Mission's gonna be all female, right? But it's sometimes like at AAPW, our locker room, it's just sometimes Damaris and I, you know, or sometimes it's just like we have two new girls too that have been training for a few months. There's just like the four of us, and that's it. And then there's like the 20, 30 guys, you know. So it's nice to have that camaraderie.
Absolutely. Speaking of Mission Pro, so what is your mindset going into this? Is this your first time doing as a tag, or have you tagged before? Like what's your mindset going from singles now to tags? What I'm wondering, like with Mission Pro.
So I mean, I haven't done a ton of tags. I've done some tag matches. Hi, Phoebe. wait. She can make a special appearance. She's here at Heavy Metal too. So with speaking of tags, I haven't done a ton of tags. I have done a few, and I've tagged with Adam. I actually have tagged with Jenna Lynn, and I've tagged with Maddie actually. So I've done a few tags. It's not necessarily completely my forte because I'm not in a tag team. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that I know by heart. Like, oh man, this is what makes the tag match work. You know, this is what we can do to really get people involved and to really like do the best. There's a lot of psychology and stuff that I'm still learning about tag matches. But like I know that Jenna and I have good chemistry together, and I know that like because our moves synergize very well together, we're both very kick heavy, and I know that we could, based off of what we did last time, I know that we can take Promise and Silicate like out. Like I've been battling with Kate on social media a little bit. She's like, "Oh, don't worry, I'll put you to sleep." And I'm like, if I don't freaking knock you out first, like I'll give you a big old kick in the head, and it might be over. Like,
love it. I love the trash talk. I love it.
Oh, yeah, me too. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, makes it what it's all about, right? So, I mean, being a part of such a historic show, like, I mean, like you said, like you got called by Jazz to train with you, and you're having like, you know, working for a show with Thunder Rosa, who's like blowing up on the screen right now. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, how's life treating you? You know what I mean? Like that's like how's life treating you? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel very fortunate. Like, honestly, with everything going on with COVID and everything, I was like, I didn't know what was going to happen. You know, we couldn't train for a while. We were literally just going to the park and do like burpees and sprints because we didn't want to get out of shape because we were like, we can't Like, what are we supposed to do? We couldn't get in a ring. Like, Adam and I would like chain a little bit for funsies. That's when I was working on my cartwheels. But like, there was nothing. You know, I don't know. I was really concerned. And then out of nowhere, I got asked to work, SWE, and I worked Thunder at SWE, and I was like, what is this? Like, why is this happening? Like, I don't deserve this. That's how I feel. And then being on the mission show, it's a training with Jazz. I'm like, I don't understand how I got here. I feel like it's one of those things where hard work is meeting opportunity, and I just have to keep going,
We got Brian.
Yeah, Brian, he and I have the same question, actually. Besides your match, which match at Mission Pro are you most excited for?
Yo, Lindsay and Thunder. Like, there's a lot of great matches, but I met Lindsay Snow for the first time in Minnesota, and like, first of all, I love her to death. Like, she's just a fun person, like a super fun, sweet person, just like Thunder is. And I know that she also has that shoot background. Like, I know that she's got that MMA background, and I know Thunder does too. And I'm just like, this is going to be a killer match. Like, they may kill each other in that ring, and I can't wait to see it. Like, I know it's going to be amazing. And it's like, for the NWA Women's Title, like, it's a big match. It's got a big historical belt behind it, and two women that are just complete badasses, 100%. So I'm like, and everything I want to be one day. So I'm like, I can't wait to see this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it can't get much bigger than that. I mean, NWA title. That NWA's been around for over 75 years. Like,
and I know that women's title holds a lot of history. So that's right, Lindsay.
Cool. Yeah, and she was such a great guest too. So you're
I'm sure she was such a fun person. I had so much fun with her in Minnesota. I'm like, I can't wait to see her again.
Can't wait to get some tea and coffee. I'm still need to order.
I know.
Oh yeah, that kaiju coffee looks so good. I'm like, must order one day.
I've been putting it over so much. Like, if I've had it, and I haven't even had it. Just the way she sold it, like on the show, about what's in it and all the work that went into it. I'm just like been putting it over with everybody I've talked to. I was like, I need to order this. I need it, and I haven't even got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, anyway, this is your interview.
So I have a question. Will you be sneaking a peek at because I know you've tagged with Maddie, like you said. Will you be sneaking a peek at her match to see how, because you're facing her later on at PPW GCWA show, and I know you guys have been going back and forth a little bit on on Twitter a little bit. So will you be sneaking a peek at her match to see what new tricks she's got up her sleeve?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, no question in my mind. Like, Maddie is one of those people that I look at. I'm like, girl, you gonna go places. So I'm like, I gotta scout you out and make sure that there's no that there's nothing I can't handle. You know what I mean? I gotta pre-plan here and figure that out. And yeah, she keeps saying she's gonna give me a reality check, but I don't think she doesn't know me very well. So there's gonna be no reality check here. Look, as a gamer, you'd think that maybe I'd be living in my own fantasy world, but for real, like, I'm the most down-to-earth reality person you'll meet. So I dare her. Like, give me that reality check, Maddie. I'm going to give it right back to you.
I loved it back and forth. It's reality versus virtual reality over here.
Basically. Except the cool thing about, like, virtual reality or, like, the fantasy world, the games, is I literally can be whoever the hell I want to be. So my moves are all based off of freaking my favorite characters. Like, that's why she's like, what's video game training? How is that training? I'm like, girl, you got no idea. I've been game training since I was like freaking 5. So let's go. Let's do this.
And you're also facing Jasmine Allure again. I mean, in that match in Simply Luscious. So I mean, Jasmine, you guys are have fought twice already in the last, I believe, month and a half at AAPW.
There will be more.
I mean, not to I'm trying to be unbiased, but I mean, it's you're fighting for a title for a company that's never ran a full show. But I mean, so you're kind of like helping launch the company. It'll be the first title match ever for that company. Like,
that's an honor to be a part of that alone. Like, it's gonna be. I mean, it's crazy that it's a 4-way, right? Like, it's gonna be a crazy match already. But the fact that it's for that title, I'm like, man, that title would just look really good with my gear. I'm just saying. And as like the social media queen, I'm just saying.
Well, everybody needs to come to focus and see what happens.
Right. It's gonna be fun and very interesting because I feel all of us girls have a very different style of working. Like we're all very different wrestlers, and so it's gonna be fun. Like it's gonna be real fun. It's gonna be a banger, as they call it, right?
Yeah, it really is. It's gonna be. I mean, I'm looking forward to both those shows.
Mm-hmm.
That show's gonna be great tomorrow, and then what is it? 6 days later, or no,
Yeah.
8 days later.
Yeah.
Math is hard. I'm old.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I love it.
Well, we appreciate you jumping on. I know it's kind of a short video. I mean, a short interview.
That's fine.
But I don't want to cut our traditional how we end our interviews because it's kind of our favorite part and it can kind of go a little bit. We have this segment called the Go Home segment where we give you 20 rapid fire questions. We say an AEW 5 seconds to answer. So 5 seconds could be up to 20 seconds because how they don't follow the rules and tags.
Right.
AEW 5 seconds. Melanie's gonna ask if we go back and forth and eat.
Okay.
And I think all of them this week have nothing to do with wrestling. Like it's just random things, and it's just something we have fun with our guests. Are you ready to go home?
I'm always ready. Let's do this. All
right.
Let's rock it now.
All right. If you could be one cartoon character, who would it be?
Kim Possible.
Ah, good answer.
Is cereal soup?
What?
Is cereal soup?
Is cereal soup? No, hell no.
All right. What's one word you wish people would stop using?
Bro.
What's the most ridiculous fact you know?
Birds aren't real, but it's not a fact. I don't know.
Cool.
All right. Best gift you've ever been given?
A sketchbook.
Okay.
How many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
50.
All right. Fave three-word sentence.
Oh my God.
That's mine.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What mythical creature would improve the world if it existed?
A unicorn. If anybody says otherwise, they're stupid. No offense.
That's what we love.
All right. Here we go, because we know you're a tech person. How many apps do you think you have on your phone?
Oh God, like 60. I gotta clean it off. Too many.
What's the weirdest thing you have seen in someone else's house?
A naked picture of them.
Oh.
Awkward.
Like all over their family room. They had several of them. Like, yeah. Anyways.
Nice.
Walked in, I was like, oh, that's you.
All right.
Oh wait.
What? What'd you say?
Do you look or do you not look?
I know, like,
I look. They're there, so obviously they want to be looked at. So I look.
Right.
All right. Your favorite word to describe something?
Badass. Badass. Or epic. I use epic a lot too, and people make fun of me. They're like, "What is this, like 2000?" I'm like, "Well, maybe. I'm 30." So.
One of my closest friends named his son Epic.
I love it.
That's
If
amazing.
peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Nutty spread.
Nice. And
All
you're
right. Mario or Luigi?
Mario. No question.
Mario.
What would be the creepiest thing to say to a stranger you pass on the street?
You smell good.
That's creepy.
So great.
All right. Vert Vixen's guilty pleasure show.
Oh God. Any reality TV show, I won't lie to you. Any trash, maybe 90 Day Fiance. Like I binged that. Like any trash reality show.
What's the best type of cheese?
Oh God. I love cheese. All cheese. Every cheese. There's like not except for foot cheese. That one cheese that tastes like feet, that's not okay
Ew.
cheese. I don't remember the name
No.
of it.
Oh
But
no.
blue cheese, gorgonzola, freaking mozzarella, cheddar, extra sharp cheddar, extra sharp cheddar, any cheese. I love it all. It's good. Parmesan,
All right.
ricotta, cottage.
Nice. Favorite ice cream topping?
Strawberries. It's got to be basic. Every time I order ice cream, I get fruit on it. I'm one of those people. Unless it's like mint chocolate chip or something, but normally I just get like coconut or vanilla with some freaking fruit. So
Nice.
good.
What would be the worst buy one get one free sale ever? I got her.
I know. You didn't get me. I just had some bad. I can't say this thing, so I'm just gonna go past it because it's real inappropriate. You can. You were in the pit. It's still. I'm gonna just. It's inappropriate. I'm trying to like. What would you want? Buy one? No, that's dumb. I'm not gonna. That's stupid. Buy. You can buy one thing of polio and get one free. There you go.
Okay, that would be horrible.
That would be horrible. All right. What is your go-to cheat meal?
Oh God, it's either pizza or mac and cheese. It's one of those. Once again, I love cheese.
I know the answer to this one already. It's the same question we end every go home segment with. We've asked every guest. This is like the
Bert can do it. She knows the answer. She's got it.
10th, 11th.
She knows it.
We've asked this. Do pineapples go on pizza?
Hell yes, they do. If anybody says otherwise, they can go away. My favorite pizza is pineapple, mushroom, Canadian bacon, and jalapeno.
She even has a list.
Yes.
Jalapeno and pineapple. See?
It's so good. And you know, people would think that mushrooms are bad. They're not. Mushrooms with pineapple is delicious for some reason. I can't explain it.
She even has, yep.
Oh. And if you go to like Mod or Blaze, they have the freaking like fig or balsamic glaze, and that is so good on top of that. And people probably think I'm crazy and have the weirdest like pregnancy cravings or something like that. But I'm telling you, like those are amazing. And no, I'm not pregnant. I eat that all the time.
She already has her combo. That's a yes.
I do.
Check.
I do.
Another year. There's only been one no so far, just for the record. So
that's what I'm telling you. People just don't like pineapple on pizza because social media tells them not to. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
Gordon Ramsay told me not to.
There you go. It's still a conspiracy.
He knows everything. Well, appreciate you taking your time. I know you got to go. Thank you for jumping in the pit.
We
will see you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm excited about tomorrow. Y'all can watch Mission Pro live tomorrow on Title Match Network. So
that's right, because it is sold out.
Sold out, boy.
If not, next Saturday in Corpus.
That's right.
Yep. Drive in. That one is, I'm assuming, not sold out yet, right? We still got another week and a half for that or whatever.
Yeah, we got spots going fast though. We're filling up many spots. So.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Get it, because you'll be able to see the first ever freaking women's championship match for PPW. Right. So let's do this. Let's come up.
Can't wait.
Awesome. I will see you ringside, Bert.
All right, I'll see you there. Be safe, everybody.
Thank you.
Goodbye. Stay healthy.
You too. Be safe.
I love her. I love her energy. She has this great energy.
Yeah, it's really good. So that was pretty. We've kind of rapid through this show. She had to go. I mean, they moved the match schedule, and Adam was opening the show, so we were kind of like. And she told me that as we were going, so that's why we kind of flip things around. Because of course, we want to talk a little more about my BCW AAPW show.
Which is going to be killer show.
And let me see if I can cue this up without messing up like I did last week. I have a promo sent in to kind of introduce maybe what the last PPW match announcement is going to be. So let's see if I can get it to work right. We're loading and we're buffering as we speak right now, but kind of excited about it. If it lets me do it.
I'm so excited for the matches on this card. I mean, I'm going to be there with my minivan ringside.
You're going to be in tribute to
In tribute to Mama Sue.
That's awesome. Let me see if I can get this over there where it goes. I'm so sorry. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties here, but it's coming. And
This here drive-in ain't big enough for the two of us. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dill Dempsey. Letting you all know that on September the 26th, I will be appearing at the Drive-In, presented by Boodle Beach Wrestling and Gulf Coast Wrestling Alliance, as I have quite the adversary on my hands. None other than the Sheriff, Kiefer Bartek. A man whose resume quite simply speaks for itself. Championships, multiple high-caliber opponents, and of course, a sheriff. All impressive tasks, all three of them, for the matter of that. But as the real turn reality, for the first time in 2.5 years, I'll be down in Corpus Christi, Texas. Go toe-to-toe with the sheriff, look him in the eye, and say, I'm game, cowboy. And that's reality.
what do you think of that?
That's gonna be another killer match, man. I love Kiefer Bartek. I love Dill Dempsey. Same thing. Those guys just bring great energy, man. Oh man, especially Dill. He just, oh man.
Yeah, I was excited to get Kiefer to finally make it down to South Texas. We even hinted about it when we had him on the show. And I kept saying, well, you never know when you're going to make it down. And he mentioned both GCWA and PPW. And I'm like, how about kill two birds with one stone, brother? And he jumped all over it. And then, of course, the Dill Dempsey is just, he's ready for a fight anytime. And that's reality, right? Like that's.
Dang, man. That's going to be a killer. I love it. This card is so stacked. I mean, there's not one match that I'm not looking forward to.
Two title matches, a champion versus champion match, or 3 title matches. I'm sorry.
I mean, we got Joe Alonzo coming in from Chicago, and we don't even know the details of that match yet. And it's
tag titles on the line.
I'm so hyped for it, and I'm so hyped for it, and I don't even know the opponents yet. I don't even know who his tag team partner is yet. I'm already so hyped for it. All you had to tell me was Joe Alonzo.
Yeah, so we got Joe Alonzo coming down from Chicago to fight for the tag belts. We've already mentioned the Rising Stars Championship will be on the line. ASF versus Richie Garcia, who's GCWA's champion. And of course, like we just mentioned with the women's champion will be crowned for PPW. I mean, I'm super biased and can't be more biased than anybody else probably in the world, but it's going to be an awesome show.
It is.
Tickets are, we had a boost in ticket sales the last couple of days, so spots are getting very, very, very limited. And it's $35 a car. Pile in the car. Of course, everybody's bus has to be in a seat. Nobody in laps. We don't want it. We're trying to keep legal. People try driving legal into our show. But yeah, get your ticket. See y'all there. Super stoked. So
it's going to be so exciting. I love it so much. The PPW, GCWA. Oh my gosh. I knew you guys were going to be, putting some bangers together, but this one just is already, I just can't believe it's not sold out already. So guys, get your tickets. Seriously. This is going to be killer for South Texas. And I love the fact that this new drive-in concept. I love it. I mean, we got to stay safe. We got to protect each other. And this is a great way to do it,
We're doing our best. We're going to scan everybody scan them like if they're a product. Checking temperatures, social distancing is mandatory, masks if you leave your vehicle. We got to do the best we can to keep everybody safe, but also we know we need to do the best we can to entertain, but
Mhm.
in the safest manner, keep the talent safe as well. We'll be monitoring them throughout the whole day. So yeah, it's going to be a great time. We're doing the best we can. But we've got a lot of knowledge since we've been fighting this pandemic for now ever, it seems like.
Right. Forever, exactly. That's
So,
exactly what it feels
I mean, y'all all know how COVID has affected PPW in a negative way. So this is like we're pulling out all the stops to just get something out there for our
Yeah.
fans. And so please come be a part of it. You won't regret it, because not only what we've announced, but pretty sure if you know how I am and how GCWA is, there's going to be even more surprises than what you even know. I mean, like I said, I think we've kind of proven our capabilities of what we can do, and that's because
Absolutely.
that's just what we've announced. So, yeah, please make your way down to Corpus. It's on a Saturday, so most of y'all off anyway.
It's gonna be crazy. I love it. And if you guys aren't on socials, you know, and you want to just see what they're doing. I mean, Vert Vixen and Maddie are already talking trash.
Yep.
And if you followed any of the promo tournaments, you know that Maddie and Jasmine were already talking trash. I mean, people were already wanting to see him go at it. So, and then you add in Luscious, who already has beef with Maddie previously. Forget it.
Yeah, Maddie seems a little outnumbered. She texted me, "I'm still attacked by this, but I'm ready to give them all, like, literally the reality check." You know, like she's like, "I don't know what you have against me."
So I mean,
got a lot of faith in you.
This is gonna be great. I mean, I think this is gonna be great. I'm really looking forward to the women's match. And then you announced Joe Alonzo. Now I can't wait to see the surprises in the tag match, because I know it's coming. I know bigger surprises are in store. So guys, you need to, make sure you follow PPW on Facebook and on Twitter and all the socials, and make sure you follow GCWA. Make sure you're following these guys, because, and get your tickets, because they're going to have announcements so you can, see the matches and keep up what's going on. Because, man, so much is coming out of South Texas right now.
Yep, from the beginning. Well, thank you I'm going to thank you personally for helping me out with the show.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Brad, you did amazing. Hope Brad's having fun at Heavy Metal.
I know.
And actually, Angel left to go over there too. There, like, it seems like the whole show is at Heavy Metal.
They are.
So we left out here holding down the fort, but I think we did a great job. Could announce next week's guest. Now that we've been promoting Mission Pro pretty hard, and all our guests have been for Mission Pro, but now we get to venture back into some other aspects of wrestling, and we'll be having Dimitri Alexander,
the bear,
fighting with bears. We'll be talking about fighting with bears and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
For that. But again, thanks, Melanie. Thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks, everybody.
I can click to what I do here. Thank y'all very much. We'll see y'all soon.
Bye.